Welcome everyone to episode 14 of La-Mulana. Last episode we went through the Chamber of Birth and activated the 7th boss. And this time we will actually fight the 7th boss. So yeah, as you might have noticed, the pochette key will activate an ancient machine. Yeah. We did activate an ancient machine in this episode. So this gets bonkers right now. Let's unequip everything again. I have the axe. And the pochette key equipped. Here we go. There are certain prerequisites you need for this boss. You need the pochette key and you need the plane model. You will see in a minute why that is. And this boss is so bonkers. I really want you to see it. Here we go. And you need to use the pochette key to activate the plane. Like, look at this boss. The hitbox, by the way, is below here. So the best way to is just stay below it and hit it. It's an extremely easy boss to do, but it's so much fun. And don't forget to hit it back in its last death. It's so much fun. It doesn't last very long. I would have loved it if it lasted longer. But yeah. Basically, you need the plane model and the pochette key to activate this plane in order to fight the boss. I would have made it last longer if I didn't. The boss can easily kick your ass and instant kill you, so I didn't want to have it last this long. But it's absolutely crazy. I just love this boss. So now that we have fought the boss of this area, there is not much to do. I know the next two usable items. I think we could search for let's unequip this, all of this. The boss can be relatively easy if you know how to fight him. If you don't know the trick of go below him and hit him with an axe, it's actually extremely difficult to actually find an opening into this boss. Let's look at our options. I'm going to the shops now. I want to go to the shops. Oh yeah, by the way, the boss's name is Palenque. Palenque? Do you pronounce it this way? So yeah. It's a giant alien machine. So we will get into aliens and machines later in La-Mulana. Okay, you don't have it. Mausoleum, maybe? I don't have the map in here. Temple of the Sun, Spring in the Sky? Maybe? No. There is a certain item I'm missing. Just a second. Need to activate this one again to be able to warp into the backsides. I don't remember where to get that. Can you get it on this? Is it on the surface? Just a second. I need to double check. No. There's also a sub-weapon we're missing, by the way. There it is. The waterproof case. So you can use your laptop underwater. This is the heatproof case, so you can use your laptop under lava, which we bought earlier, but this was missing over here. So there's only one regular item missing. We have 3 of these missing, and a sub-weapon which I haven't bought yet. This is the most bonkers strong weapon in the fucking game. It's the gun. I intentionally didn't buy this, but this weapon is just broken. I love that this game has so many mystical things, and the gun is the most broken item in the fucking game. It does so much damage. It has 6 rounds. You can have... you can buy ammunition. I'm going to show you for the gun. You can buy ammunition. This is ammunition. You can have a maximum of 6 ammunitions with 6 bullets. So in total 36 shots. So, you know, it's just a gun. We're just shooting bullets, you know. And this item, this gun, does a ton of damage. I intentionally don't buy this weapon sometimes because I feel like it's too broken. But if you're having trouble, you can always get the gun. No problem getting it, you know. Here we go. So, there is not much left. I want to go to the Chamber of Extinction. Let's see if this activated now. Still didn't activate? What does it take to activate this? I don't remember. You can light up the Chamber of Extinction with this, but I don't know why that doesn't activate. So you don't have to keep lighting it up. But yeah, for some reason I don't remember how to activate this. So, we have 1 Guardian left. 1 Guardian left until the final boss. And the final puzzle. And we need to go to the Twin Labyrinths to solve this. Here we go. So, for this area to unlock, you need the Dimensional Key and you need the Crystal Skull. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, as you can see the skull flickering on the top there. This is a pocket dimension, by the way. This area we're going into is a pocket dimension, and we're forcing it to open with the Crystal Skull. This is a... I think it's a good place to stop for a second and talk about the lore of the game. So, basically what it turns out to be, the entirety of the ruins we are traveling is the body of an entity known as the Mother of all civilization. They are just referred to it as the Mother. And it's an alien entity that crash landed on Earth. And she basically didn't have the strength to go back to space again. And therefore created children who were supposed to help her get back into space. And she created several generations of children. The first generation were basically these serpent creatures with half body, with a body of half snakes. And yeah, it's a lot of, it draws from a lot of cultures. The first children were these snake-like creatures, which draw from a lot of ancient Mesopotamian myths, like Marduk and all of these certain myths. The first children are said to have a ton of power, but they didn't care for the mother at all, and they basically wanted to just reproduce her power to create a new life, and that's why she destroyed them. The second children were the giants, who were generally trying to help the mother by building all of this. A ton of the ruins structures can be attributed to the buildings of the children, of the second children, the giants. And you know, all of the efforts to bring her back into space were made by the giants, which is Spring in the Sky, Tower of the Goddess, and what is it called, Tower of Ruin, which is the magma areas. The Inferno Caverns, by the way, were supposed to be a power source for this. The Tower of Ruin was supposed to be a venting system for the power source, and it was supposed to be water powered by Spring in the Sky and Tower of the Goddess. They wanted to build basically a rocket ship to bring back the mother into space, which is really cool. But the giants were embroiled in a civil war after one faction basically didn't want the mother around anymore. Didn't want to follow the mother's orders anymore, and the other faction wanted to, and they basically wiped themselves out in a civil war. And then the third children came, which were these winged creatures, which we see a lot in the Twin Labyrinths. Everything that is basically from mythology and has wings is third children of this game. So, which is basically, a lot of Greek and also Mesopotamian, like demons, the demons in the Bible and stuff like this. The fourth child, after this, the mother, they didn't really have the power to help the mother, these winged creatures. So the mother wiped them out in a global flood, which is, basically what God did. It's a little bit cheeky. The fourth children were supposed to be a race of fish. So half fish, half human, which we have seen in Spring in the Sky. A lot of these enemies are basically, half fish. And they didn't possess a great deal of intelligence, so they couldn't help the mother either. After that, she bore the last of her children, which are the fifth children, which is the first real humanoid children that resembled us, which are smaller. These are the people in Temple of Sun and Temple of Moon, the more Egyptian style. They didn't really care to bring about the fruition. They didn't really care about the mother as well. They wanted to find out the secrets between life and death. That was their thing. And the mother wiped them out. After the fifth children, the mother didn't have enough strength left to create their own children, which is why the fifth children used the Chamber of Birth or the mechanisms in the Chamber of Birth to produce their own children, which were the sixth children. They were basically made of clay and used in and created with a a machine that was called the Tree of Life, which we will explore in La-Mulana 2, by the way. Not in this game. And the 6 children basically realized they couldn't do anything about it. There were a lot of factions of the 6 children, which were going to war over and over again. And they created the 7th children with the sole purpose of sealing off La-Mulana. The 7th children were made by the 6th children with the same Tree of Life, but they were made with the sole task of destroying the mother. The 6th children, I think the 6th children, or the 7th children, they realized that the mother's wish couldn't be fulfilled at all. There's no way they could send her back into space, and that is why they made a plan to destroy all of the races, to destroy the mother. Instead of, they wanted to actually kill her and not fulfill her wish, to end her suffering. So the 7 children built a ton of these puzzles in the ruins. They just wanted to, and they created the 8th children, which is the normal humans. And the 8th children were created without the knowledge of the mother, completely, and they were sent out to the surface, which is now basically humanity. We are basically a member of the 8th children, and they created these puzzles in order for one of the 8th children to find them and to solve them and to have enough strength to kill the mother. And they made a certain ritual that the 7th children, by the way, they couldn't go against the wishes of the mother because they had the memories of the mother still implanted in them, so they couldn't go against her. So they made a race that could go against her and then guided the race here. A lot of the philosophers, yeah, they are the philosophers, which we already found 3 of them. These were members of the 7th children that were basically sealed there until someone came to kill the mother. Also, the people on the surface, the Elder Cellpods, and people like Malbrook are all members of the 7th children that are still there and safeguarding, basically, people coming here. So we are a member of the 8th children, and we can destroy the mother, which is basically our task now. The philosophers have basically guided us there. They talked about the children and everything, and it was a little bit confusing if you read it, actually. But yeah, that's how civilization came to be. It's a really cool melting pot of all of the mythologies that we have currently around. It's a really cool concept. I love it a lot. I always link the video that goes a little bit deeper into La-Mulana lore at the bottom if you really are interested. So why do I want to talk about this right now in this episode? That's a lot of me talking. But we are actually going to a member of the first children. The first children had so much power they could make their own offspring. And this is what basically is. We are one member of the first children was so powerful that they made several offspring. I think it was 12 offspring. And fled to a different pocket dimension where the mother couldn't touch her. So this is where we're going right now, to a pocket dimension. Welcome to the Dimensional Corridor. This is the backside area of Endless Corridor, and it has one of my favorite tracks in the entire thing. Let's just listen to it for a while. I love this area so much. This is the dimensional corridor. So it's a twisted pocket dimension that we only can force to be there with the crystal skull and enter. Also, it's a very special area. I said it's a very special area. Come on. The Grail tablet is right there, by the way. We don't need to look for it for a long time. Behold the dimensional corridor, the closed-off space created by Tiamat. Yes, the member of the first children is called Tiamat, which is pretty significant in Mesopotamian lore, I think. So what this area is it's a boss rush. It's all of Tiamat's children, and we need to defeat them one after the other. Also, as you might notice, I can't warp out of here. We can't warp out of this dimension. The only exit is down here. This gate down here is the only exit. And it leads us straight to the endless corridor. We can warp into this, but we can't warp out of it. Which is a specialty. I love it, by the way, that we just can't warp out of it. Because it creates some really cool tension, as I'm going to show you pretty soon. Back to the dimensional corridor. So you need to return to this screen in order to save and restock your health, which creates a ton of tension. Because a lot of these bosses seal off pathways that you can't get into. Come on, down here. Oh, I'm doing really poorly against this one. Oh, come on. What is going on? How much health do you have? There we go. We can open this up, by the way. Really doesn't do much. This is the final philosopher. This is Phobos, the philosopher of life. So yeah, they tell us certain things that we need to do in order to challenge the mother. I'm going to get into that later. The Shrine of the Mother is pretty important. So yeah, these are special Grail tablets that you get certain mantras, which I'm going to get into later again. Mantras are something else. There's another boss here. Can I? Nope, I can't. Ah, this boss. I hate it. I hope I can beat this boss somehow. Okay. isn't a really easy boss, by the way. Falling into the water sucks. Here we go. That's it. Yeah, you can't go back to the starting area until you have defeated a certain amount of bosses, by the way. Like, I had to defeat both of these bosses in order to go back here and heal up. Like, you can't really, you need to defeat these bosses you need to defeat a certain amount of bosses in order to go back and heal up. So it creates a lot of tension because you need to actually do well against these bosses before you can actually heal up and restock your health. I kind of like it. It's a difference. It's definitely challenging. Let's go to the top first, shall we? Also, in one of them, you can actually scan the image in the background. I know that. This one. Okay. Come on. Doggo. Come on, doggo. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be. So yeah, restocking your health with experience is really, really important in this one. Also, there's another sub-weapon here, which we can unlock. But not yet. We need to do this first. This one is like... is the most boring one, in my opinion. And they follow certain paths. You just need to, you know, find a place that you can intercept them and just attack them. Which gets pretty difficult as time moves on, but yeah. Come on. It's just annoying. Here we go. That's this boss. And here you can see how many bosses you defeated, by the way. So yeah. I think... yeah, also these... you can actually miss this item, by the way. These appear depending on how many bosses you defeated. If it's an odd or an even number, so... you just need to press one and then defeat another boss and press the other, and you get the Angel Shield, which is the strongest shield. But we still can't go back, as you might notice. So we only have 170 health left. This one's annoying. This one's really annoying. Go. I think that might have opened the way back, hopefully. No, I just need to go there. Come on. Let's not die on the way back. Save. So yeah, this is a pretty challenging area. As you might have noticed. I think the dimensional corridor. Love it so much. It's one of my favorite areas in the game. Just visually, it looks impressive and it's so cool. So I think this is where we're going to end today's episode. Next time we are going to finish the second half of the dimensional corridor. Stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more La-Mulana content, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Until next time, goodbye!